ॐ शन्नो मित्रश्शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaste to everybody.
Namaste.
And from today we will be having the some practice for what is that called? Some practice for chanting the Upanishad as well. So I would like to introduce our Ramakrishnan ji, who you know, who repeats the bhashya after me. He will be conducting some chanting sessions when I'm away. So he will be doing because unlike, see, the Chandogya Upanishad also has swaras, but it is very complicated and it requires a knowledge of music, which many people will not have. So we just say, Bhuya eva Bhagavan Vijñapayatu, like this, we will just repeat it like that. And but the Veda means the nice thing, about the Veda is the nice thing about the Veda is that it has the swaras, and the swaras are not accidental. The swaras have their own sense of some kind of an esoteric energetics, in the sense of cleansing, purification, healing, and so many other benefits. And of course, it's very nice to listen, especially to the Taittiriya Upanishad, because of its lilting cadence. And you can't just make it up. One has to be taught in order to be able to repeat it. So it's very nice to listen, and even nicer to be able to repeat. The kind of sense of accomplishment that one has after learning to chant the Vedas is something which is really wonderful. It is incomparable, really, to be able to produce that sound, produce that group of harmonious sounds, which is really, it's like Nada Brahma. It is like Bhagavan in the form of sound, which is what the Veda is. And so therefore the cadences can be taught and can be learned and imbibed. And so it will be so when I'm away, this time will be used, at least some of this time will be used for that. And then if some people already know how to chant, you can help out Ramakrishnan ji by making people practice in the groups. That will also be there. And Harinder, who is in charge of the classroom, she will be doing she can make the breakout rooms, and people can go in and practice and then come back and do that, because this Zoom is not very friendly for group repetition, because everybody doesn't have the same speed of the internet, and we are all over the place, different places. And so therefore it's not very conducive for that. So that is what, and Ramakrishnan ji will tell the dates and all that. So this weekend we will have some of that. And then next weekend, sometimes people tell me that they are used to that particular time attending a Vedanta class or something like that. So fortunately, the retreat in Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, which has gone online, has that same has the same timings as this class, especially on Saturday and Sunday. So for 1 hour next weekend, you can tune in Saturday and Sunday, same time, 8 o'clock at the for the what is that topic? The topic is I forgot the topic. What is the topic? Antaryami Brahmana. So, Antaryami Brahmana means that it is a chapter or a section in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad which talks about Brahman from the standpoint of this uh, the force that sustains from within, that prayukte means what, that stimulates everything from within. And so therefore that is so it's got a very interesting story and a dialogue, and it's very very nice to listen to. So you can listen to that the following Saturday, Sunday, 19th and the 20th. Actually, it starts on the morning of the on the evening of the 18th at 7:30, and then so here the only problem is, no, please don't come to this room. They have their own room here, and so I'm going to give this. You please bookmark this thing that just came, this big thing that just came in the chat pod. So, and then Harinder, you can share the flyer once again so that if anybody doesn't have it, you can share that flyer. It's also on the website. It's also on the website, so you can look at it there. So that is this weekend. Next weekend again, I'll be I don't know where, but somewhere Bahamas, teaching something for Shivaratri. You're welcome to look into that, or you can come here and learn how to chant. At least the Shanti mantra can be taught, and then the beginnings of the Upanishad. Very beautiful sounding, very very nice. And so the more you become familiar with it, and it's very very nice to chant, very very nice to listen. And a few things about Ramakrishnan ji, who we don't really hear from, and we don't see him also. We just hear the him repeating the words. And he has studied Vedanta for a very long time, and he conducts children's classes. He conducts other Upanishad and other Gita home study classes. He has been doing that in the Atlanta area for a number of years. In fact, we have a wonderful group of Vedanta students in Atlanta, all because of him. Single handedly, he has nurtured so many people and inspired them to study. And so he has also studied the chanting authentically in the traditional way. And I know him to be a very patient teacher, and very very patient, forgiving, and compassionate. So I think you will be in very very good hands. And so thank you, Ramakrishnan ji, for holding the fort for the time that for the time of the travel. And this will be a very good way to spend the time. Any questions? Um Harinder has a question. Unable to start the YouTube streaming. Okay, I
Yes.
didn't expect that question, but doesn't matter. What is
Okay.
it?
Okay,
Uh,
Samji, now the number to enter is 39.
the number to enter is 30. It's ending in 39 or
Yes,
beginning?
it's telling me that a number has to be entered on the phone, on the app.
Yeah, it's that 617 number. You have that. I think it
No,
ends
no,
in.
Swamiji, when I try to log in, it says, I mean, start the YouTube video, it says Google sent a notification to your iPhone. Open the YouTube app and tap yes on the
But
prompt, then tap.
I don't have YouTube app.
Okay, Swamiji.
How will I type yes?
Okay, maybe I'll say more ways to verify.
You got
Type
the,
yes.
you have that other email, right? You type
Yeah,
that
no,
okay?
I got in YouTube Sponge. That's not a problem, but it wants me to verify again. It keeps sending a notification somewhere, and it says open the YouTube app and say yes, and then enter. Now there's a new number.
Okay, I don't know which number.
Okay,
Uh,
the new number is 57.
57?
Yeah, it just keeps changing the numbers.
Yeah, I also got one email.
Ah,
Maybe
okay.
it's here if I get the email.
Yeah,
So maybe,
Swamiji might have gotten a lot of emails.
yeah, I got one more just now
Yes,
when
yes,
you
this
just talked.
just now one we can use.
Yeah, so it says, I will say yes, it was me. All
Yes,
right, then it should be okay, right? Yeah,
we hope so, Swamiji.
yeah. If you're not able to stream on YouTube, it's
Okay.
okay. You can
If it's
later,
okay, then we will figure this out
yeah,
later.
we'll
Okay.
upload this later
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Any other non-YouTube related questions?
No, no, Swamiji.
I'm asking other people also
Oh,
before I leave. Any other questions? Any other things that you want to say? Any?
So Swamiji Pranam. So
Oh,
next week, this class will be not held, but we should log into the
yeah,
other.
Arshavid, yeah. You please download this retreat. It is there also on the
Yeah,
website.
I got the message. I got the email on that.
Yeah, so you can log into that. It starts on Friday, ends on Monday, and Friday evening and Monday morning. I think there are different timings, but the rest of the time is the same time here as this class. So this would be a nice thing to do, and it's a different take on Brahman than we have been looking at, and so that is a good way to assimilate it.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions, thoughts? Okay.
Namaste, Swaminiji. I just wanted to
Yes.
thank you very much, and namaste, everyone. I
Yes.
just wanted to thank you for the introduction, and it's a blessing to be able to contribute something here. So I'll try my best. Although Swaminiji has described, my this thing as so, we'll try our best and we'll learn together. So thank
Yes,
you very much.
and you can also, it won't be it can be any time, maybe it'll be 45 minutes long or an hour long. And also, Ramakrishnan ji, you can make,
Hmm.
Harinder will tell you, or she can herself do it, create some rooms, and then people can,
Okay.
log in. And Harinder, please make him the co-host.
uh-huh.
And when Sanskrit class, you can make Vidya ji the co-host. Okay?
Okay, Swamiji.
Yeah, I probably anyway we will figure out. So I was
Yeah.
thinking, so somebody, since it's a Zoom session,
Yeah.
we probably need a volunteer or somebody to repeat, because once I teach, then somebody needs to repeat. The
Different.
others can all be muted. Yeah,
Yeah.
others can all be muted
Different.
and they can repeat along with the person
Yes.
who's repeating. So that way, that's the usual way we learn. So we can
Yes.
do that. We can try that. And
Yes.
then after that, of course, practicing, you can have some other ways of practicing, form into groups and do
Yes.
that. So
Groups will be nice, and also each time different persons can repeat also, so that
yes,
we can
yeah,
have.
that's what I was thinking. People can volunteer,
Yes.
and whatever the limited number of classes we can, you can volunteer, you can repeat, so each time it can be a different person. That way you get a chance to practice the mantras, and it is all only practice here.
Yes.
Unlike Vedanta, it is not just hearing, you have to hear and practice also.
Yes, and on a light on a similarly light note, usually what happens when we first start to learn chanting is nothing, no change in the voice takes place, but the head goes up and down with the swaras. So that will go in time. Don't worry. Okay. So It looks very funny in the beginning. The head goes up and down with the swaras, and then the voice doesn't change at all. But then we give ourselves a few auto suggestions to reverse that. And then that, in the beginning, if that happens, don't worry, just laugh at yourself and then move on. All right. Yeah. So, all right.
And I have shared, I think, I'm not sure, I'm
Oh, but
logged in from my iPad, so I don't know whether I can share, but
yeah.
Harinder ji, if you
I
can,
can share it.
you know.
I will share.
Okay.
I will
And
share 2 documents. One is Sanskrit, one is English.
yes.
Okay.
And these are with the, yeah, these are with the swaras. So, the other documents don't have the swaras. So that's why we are, sharing this special document,
Yes.
and we will, yeah.
Yes. So this is very nice. He found a document with English, which has swaras, which is wonderful. So you will want to know that. And so both these documents are there. Please click on them and then save them for this class. And this is something which can be done. And those who want to, even after the Taittiriya classes resume in a couple of weeks, even after that, if you want to continue to study, Ramakrishnan ji will be available. You can make a separate time with him, and then you can continue to study depending on his convenience. All right. Yeah. I will take your leave. Enjoy the chanting, and take care. And we will meet again very soon. Om Tat Sat.
Namaste, Swami.
Namaskar.
Safe travel, Swaminiji.
Okay, namaste to all. So, as I said, we will, what we will do is, the plan, I think there are about 5 classes we will be having. And each of these classes, I don't think it will be more than 30 to 45 minutes, because the reason is, we don't want to cover too much. We just want to cover, a small chunk of the mantras. And as I said, the practice is important. The more you practice, the more you're familiar, the more you chant, the more it will be, it will be good to, you'll be able to, it's a comfort level, right? So if you be comfortable with chanting, so you have to practice chanting. That is the only way to get good at it. So there are about 5 classes this weekend. We have today and tomorrow, and then the next weekend, of course, we have the President's Day retreat, like Swaminiji said. And then the following 2 weekends is 26th and 27th of February. And then the 6th of March. I think this is what Swaminiji said, right? Harinder ji, that's correct, right? So the 5 classes. Okay. So,
I
so
will
within
put,
this,
okay. Ramakrishnanji, I'll put those dates in the chat box so people
okay,
can
good.
remember.
Thank you.
Oh.
And so within this, we'll try to cover as much as we can. I don't know how much we can cover. Usually it takes, time, basically, again, the practice, so practice is the main thing. And I wanted to just give you a little, and Swaminiji already told you that, this chanting is again a separate thing, like Vedanta you hear and all that. Here it also, there are people who, who chant all their life. I mean, there's a whole thing of going through the Patashala, and people learn in a Veda Patashala. Even today, there are Patashalas that are there in India, where young boys, after the Upanayanam, they learn, for a long time. And it's a kind of a, you start with the basics, and then there are things where you break up the words, and you have Kramapata, you have Dhanapata, and Dhanapati is supposed to be, they learn for 12 years, all these things, and then they become really good. And then they all hear and chant, it's all Shruti, so they just hear from the teacher, and then they repeat, and that's how they chant. So if you have had an opportunity to attend some of these Maharudra Yajna or Ati Rudra Yajna, like people are, they go and a lot of Ritviks get together and they chant Sri Rudram for a number of days. Each day they chant 11 times, 121 Ritviks. They chant 11 times a day for 11 days. That's a huge yajna. And there, you get to hear people who are really very experts and adept at the chanting. They're called Ghanapati Health. So they will take the word, they'll split, they'll go back and forth, so each word will be split and they'll go forward, backward. So they are so much familiar with the words, they will go back and forth. And it's really very nice to hear, as Swamiji said, it's very nice to hear those swaras and those chanting. That is the extent. So that is just the chanting track, kind of a track where people just chant and they may not know that much about the meaning, but the chanting itself provides a lot of energy, and they say it is even good for the health because of the breathing control that happens with the chanting, right? So they so that is one thing. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, as Swamiji said, the swaras are not available for all the Upanishads. So the Taittiriya Upanishad is very popular even in today, even in the temples, they chant with the Abhisheka. The more popular is, of course, the Sikshavalli, which is the first chapter 1, where if you go to any temple, they do the Balaji Abhisheka, they chant the Taittiriya. So that is one way. Another thing is even practicing, even the listening will help a lot, even if you can listen repeatedly. So that will help a lot in help you with the chanting itself. So if you keep listening, even if you don't practice initially, if you listen, that also is good. So listening is a good thing to be able to chant properly. And as I said, the swaras are important, when we chant, and that is why we have that document that Harinderji will share. I will also try to share here that same document so that you have it on the screen. So those are the swaras. So in chanting, there is a lot of emphasis on the words, the letters, the swaras. So as many of you are probably learning, attending Sanskrit classes, so there the aksharas are important. The aksharas, how you pronounce the aksharas, the pronunciation is a lot of emphasis is given on the pronunciation itself. Like, for example, you have the Alpa Prana and Mahaprana, right? The Ka and the Kha, like that, Pa, Pa, Ba, Bha, these, and that emphasis has to be given at the right point, which is not, generally in the other languages, it is not, we don't, but in Sanskrit, again, these are coming at different points from how we utter these words, like the kanthas, the kanthasthas, the gutturals, right? It comes from the throat, semipalatals, labials, like that. So we have, these are the pronunciations. So it is more natural the way we pronounce, but we have to be conscious of the fact that, what the letter is and how we pronounce it, right? So as we go along, we will, that's why there's a lot of repetition. So if somebody can, along with, when I chant, if somebody can repeat, then I can correct it, so the others can learn from those corrections also, so that will also help. So the swaras, so one is the pronunciation of that particular letter itself. So the vowels, again, there is harswa and dirgha, right? So for example, we have a is we pronounce as a, and then a, e, those also we have to be conscious of the fact that we are looking at those words. And then the visarga is also the visarga. There are certain rules of pronunciation with the visarga. So if it is followed by a ka, then the sound is like a ah, Similarly, if it is followed by a pa, it will be, if a sound like a fa, it will be F is in Frank, right? It will be sound like that. In some cases, if it is followed by a ksha, then it has to be fully pronounced, like, Namaha. If you know Rudram, Sri Rudram, Namaha Kshatrabhyas Sangrahitrabhyas, like that. No? So, like that in Vishnu Sahasranam also, right? Udbhavaha Shobhano, right? Like that it is pronounced. So if it is followed by Aksha, then it has to be followed fully pronounced. The Visarga has to be. Now, Visarga is the 2 dots, And please interrupt me if you have any questions. If I'm saying some, if I'm using some terminology which is not clear to you, like I'm saying Visarga, right? Visarga, I mean those 2 dots which are there, after the Sanskrit. And one more thing is that if you know Sanskrit and if you can follow the Devanagari script, it is better for the chanting. If not, then you can follow the English. There is no, so in that there are 2 dots, that is called the Visarga. And so the swara, the pronunciation of each akshara, and then all these Visargas. And then there is also one more thing that we have to know when we are chanting. There are swaras which you will see in the text. If we can, let me share the text here. Can you see my text?
Yes, we
can. You see it? Okay.
Can.
So if you see this text here, so we will start with the Shanti mantras, which Swaminiji chants, Sannom Tassam Varnaha, and then Sahana. So these 2 Shanti mantras we'll cover, and then we will cover the Upanishad itself. So if you see Om, the Saha, if you see the first, the first line, the first word, Saha, under the Sa, there is a dash, small underscore type of hyphen character, right? So that means that pitch has to go down, right? Sa, Saha, like Saha, like that it has to go, right? And then there is a Na, after the next word is Na. The Na, on top of the Na, there you can see one vertical line there, a small line, which means the pitch has to go up. So Sahana, like that it has to go, right? Sahana Vavatu. And where there is no such, either there is no underline under the letter, or there is no there, you should not go up or down, it should be Sahana Vavatu. So there you should not. So usually what happens is when we read, we make the mistake of going and doing, pronouncing the swara on the wrong letter, so that we have to be just conscious of that. And that comes to practice. So again, Sahanau Bhunaktu, right? Like that will come. Then, and then there is one more which is there at the end, in the last word before the Om Shanti 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 Hi. Above the Ha, I don't know that Sanskrit everybody is able to. So high, if there are 2 marks, which is so we say Navadhi Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. So there, it elongates a little bit, right? So there are 2 matras there. So the matra also, so the time that you take for the purpose of chanting, if it is a little elongated, then there are 2 of them, 2 lines on top. So that also we have to make sure that we chant it properly. So all this is the text with the swaras. Let me maybe I should I share the English one? Will that be better? So English one, I don't have it here. Okay. Maybe
Devanagari, I will prefer Devanagari one. Right.
Okay. So I will share that. Yeah, Devanagari, but maybe everybody does not have. But if Arindarji, have you shared that English one?
Yeah, I shared. I can share both again. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so if you can, whosoever is not familiar with Devanagari, they can look at the English maybe locally, right? That's how we can do, right? they can locally look at the English, and hopefully you understood what I was saying, because I was pointing at the Devanagari text, not at the English. So the first in the first line, let me share again. So the first, there are two, there's a line till the Om Shanti Shanti. I was talking about the first one, the first line, first sentence, rather, Saha and Na, and then the last sentence, the last word, that was what I was talking about, right? So that is clear, right? Everybody is clear. So one more thing is that please feel free to interrupt me, if you have any questions regarding anything that, any words that I'm saying, any terminologies. Yeah.
You can zoom the text, Mama. That will make it clearer for people to see.
Okay. Oh, okay. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes, yes,
Mama.
Ramanan.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So so that is how this. So I think I've covered most. So the swaras, the aksharas, and the swaras are the pitch, right? In the Taittiriya Upanishad itself, the Shikshavali, it says, the signs of pronunciation. Varna, Swaraha, Matra, Balam, Samasantanaha. These are the 6 things that they, they emphasize on. Varnaha, Swaraha. Matra is the time that is taken to chant, right? That means, as I said, some are elongated. Then, and again, u, right? Harsva and Dirgha. And then balam is the emphasis on, so it should not be, sometimes you have volume of sound also is important. So when we chant, you cannot go up and down the volume of the sound itself. Sometimes soft, sometimes hard, not like that, like Om, Sa, Na, like that, not like that. So you have to have consistent volume. And then it should also be nice to hear also. So the flow has to be there. Initially, we will try to split the words and chant, but I'll try to keep it together. But ultimately, you should, because sometimes, the sentence can be complex. So we'll try to split it while chanting, but ultimately you have to chant it together, like Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahabhiryam Karavavahai. Like that, we have to chant together. Okay, so some sentences can be very complex and long, so their splitting will be helping. So I think these are the things that I just wanted to cover as a background. Hopefully it's useful information for you before we start. So any questions on any of this, whatever I said?
So every time when there is underline, it has to be low pitch.
Right. For example, the
Om Sahana Vavatu.
Right. Sahana Vavat. In the Saha, it is not very clear, but if you see the Tejasvi, right? The Tejasvi, there is one word here in the Shanti mantra, Tejasvi, right? The Te and Ja both are going down. So when we chant like Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Like that we have to chant. Is that clear?
Yeah, I can repeat it if you would like to.
Right. So we will need some volunteers to repeat. Whosoever wants to volunteer.
Okay, I'll repeat it.
Okay.
Om Sahana Vavatu.
Please wait. I will do one. No, not now. Only the words that I am saying, only those you can repeat. When we start, only little by little we'll repeat. And what we can do is you can unmute yourself, but everybody else should be muted, because if more than one person says, then there will be, you cannot listen properly. So
Right.
let me start that. Let me start chanting. Can we start? Harinder ji, we can start, right? We can start chanting and then
Yes, Rama.
we can. Okay. Okay. So Mr. Mishra can, he can repeat. So we'll try to cover both the Shanti mantras today. I think that should be, good enough for you to, because you probably have to practice. And tomorrow, I think there's not much time to practice. But the week after, you can, tomorrow we'll try to see whether we can cover a little bit more. After that, you'll have time to practice for 2 weeks. So during that time, you can practice. And then after we do that, the following week, somebody, I'll need some volunteers who have practiced and you want to repeat, and then we can listen, like that we can. That way, as I said, the more you can practice, the more you can say it, the better it is. Okay. So let us start with the Sahana Vavatu mantra. Okay, I will repeat once. I will say once, and then the person who's repeating should repeat it twice. That is the usual practice, the custom that is followed. So if everybody is ready, please, with your text, English or Devanagari, whatever you want to follow, let me start. Okay, and Mr. Ji, you can repeat. Okay.
Okay.
Om Sahana Vavatu.
Om Sahana Vavatu. Om
Two.
Sahana Vavatu.
Yeah. So what we should do is when you are repeating now, we are not able to hear the pitch, the lower and the higher pitch, right? So the way you are repeating is Om Sahana Bhavatu, like that you are repeating, right? But it should be Om Saha, Sa has to go down and then Na has to go up. So when you repeat, you have to say Sahana Bhavatu. So the Vavatu and the Ha, only those will not go up or down. The Sa has to go down and the Na has to go up. Okay. So you want to try that? That's the way you have to, that is the right way to chant.
Okay, let me try. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu.
Sahana, like the Na has to go up, Sahana Vavatu, like that.
Om Sahana Vavatu.
Okay. So like
May
that.
I try also?
Yeah,
you can, so somebody else can also try.
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay. So,
no, now it's me. Now it's me.
Okay. Yeah, one by one, because if we have everyone, it will not be. Yeah, please try.
Yeah. So I try. Okay.
Okay.
Om Sahana Vavatu.
That's correct. Om Sahana.
Sahana Vavatu.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody else wants to try? You can try.
Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu.
Sahana, like that. Sahana Vavatu.
Sahana Vavatu.
Right. Okay, that's good. So, so next we go to the next one. Next sentence.
Ramakrishna, somebody's hand is up. Baladityaji's hand is up.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to give it a try.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Let me say it and then you can repeat twice. Okay. Om Sahana Vavatu.
Om Sahana Vavatu.
Very good. Nice. So that's very good. So maybe you can, I want somebody to, who can, who's comfortable, who has done, I mean, I don't know whether, have you done some Vedic chanting before?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
In fact,
So,
Professor Taittiriya I have been learning. So,
oh, okay, very good. So it would be better if somebody who is familiar can repeat, that way others can learn the correct way of chanting. So what we can do is, Baladitya ji, you can repeat, right? When
sure.
I'm first teaching it, right? And
Sure.
then if somebody wants to try, then
Please.
just interrupt and then they can try, the others can try, that way we'll have, they've listened it to the correct pronunciation, and then the others can, if they want to try, they can just try. Okay, does that
Sure.
sound good? Okay.
Sure. I mean, I hope
Okay.
the others don't mind.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Hope others don't mind, but it is beneficial for everyone, right? Because the more you hear the correct pronunciation, the better it is. Mishra ji, hopefully you don't mind, right? Okay, hopefully that, I think that is probably a yes. So let me start again. So we will try to cover these two Shanti mantras. Okay, and then once we complete everything, then if somebody wants to try, then they can raise the hand. They can try. Okay, so we have almost 45 minutes. We can continue a little bit more. Okay, so we'll try to complete these two mantras. Okay. Okay, Baladitya ji, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Twice, you please repeat 2 times.
Okay. Om.
And others, the people who are muted, try to say with Baladitya ji. Okay, so that way you will be able to practice, right? Just
Okay.
look at your text and then repeat along with him.
Okay, and I will be saying it twice again, just so that yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Sahanau bhunaktu.
Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahanau bhunaktu.
Just observe, he is saying bhunaktu, right? So you should not say bhunaktu. You should say bhunaktu. So bhu, there is a mahaprana there. You just have to be conscious of that. Okay. Continuing. Saha vidyam karavavahai.
Saha viryam karavavahai. Saha viryam karavavahai.
Tejasvi.
Tejasvi. Tejasvi.
Yeah, again, you need to observe, right? It is not Tejasvi, it is Tejasvi. This is Harsva, yeah. Harsva, right? Harsva means it is short E. So there, just have to make sure that you don't say Tejasvi, not like that. Tejasvi, like that. Then Navadhitamastu.
Navadhitamastu. Navadhitamastu.
Here the dhi is dirgha, right? Here it should not be navadhi, it should be navadhi. Ma vidvishavahai.
Ma vidvishavahai. Ma vidvishavahai.
Excellent, very good. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yeah, again this.
Okay,
sorry. Go ahead.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
This again, Swaminiji has covered, I think. This Shanti, the two Shantis, the last T are going down. The final Shanti is going up, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Again, one more thing to observe here is the two dots, right? So when the two dots are followed by Shakara, in this case, this is a Talabya Shakara, Shankara Sha it is. So it becomes Ish, So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Whereas the last Shanti, since it is not followed by anything, it's the end of the sentence. After the end, whenever there is an end of sentence, the Visarga has to be fully pronounced, Shantihi, like that. It will be Shantihi. Okay. So now what I will do, Baladityaji, I'll chant the entire one, right? Om Sahanavatu, so that they get a feel for how it feels, how you hear when you chant the entire mantra. Okay.
Okay. And should I chant after you or?
After I chant, you chant twice, the whole thing.
Okay.
Up to Shanti. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please go ahead.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay. Any question?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll chant it once again, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Very good. So, any questions so far on what we have covered? Then we'll do the next mantra, and then after that we'll stop. So, okay. So let's do the next mantra. So Bharatyaji, you're ready, right?
Sure.
Okay. Om Shanno Mitra
Shanno Mitra. Shanno Mitras.
That Sha again, I just split it. It goes.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
Mitra Shamvarunaha. So, so Shanno Mitraha, I can say.
Correct.
I don't want to confuse people. That's why.
Got it.
So,
out of habit, I said.
I know.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it together then. That way it will be easier.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha.
Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha.
Shanno Bhavatvaryama.
Shanno Bhavatvaryama. Shanno Bhavatvaryama.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi. Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi.
Shanno Vishnururkramaha.
Shanno Vishnururkramaha. Shanno Vishnururkramaha.
Namo Brahmane.
Namo Brahmane. Namo Brahmane.
Yeah, again, I want to point out here that Brahma, right? That is how, although it's written in English as Brahma, no? HM, it has to be pronounced as Brahma, right? The Ha will come after the Ma. So Brahma, and then Na is again, it's not a Nakara, Nakara. These two are different, right? So we just have to be, conscious of that. Okay. Namaste Vayo.
Namaste Vayo. Namaste Vayo.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi.
The next one, this is not Tvameva, it is Tvameva. Here the text is somehow it says Tvameva, but it should be Tvameva. Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami. Tvameva
Tvameva is
pratyaksham brahma.
correct, right?
Not here. Tvameva is in that last one, it will come,
Oh, because Vadishyami, it should be the object, right? Tvam will be Dvitiya Vibhakti, so it should be okay.
But generally we chant here is Tvameva only.
Okay.
Yeah, and the last one we chant Tvameva, That last is there, right? Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadisham, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is correct. So anyway, we'll say Tvameva pratyaksham. Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami. Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami.
Ritam vadishyami.
Ritam vadishyami. Ritam vadishyami.
Satyam vadishyami.
Satyam vadishyami. Satyam vadishyami.
Tanmamavatu.
Tanmamavatu. Tanmamavatu.
Tadbhaktaramavatu.
Tadbhaktaramavatu. Tadbhaktaramavatu.
Avatu mam.
Avatu mam. Avatu mam.
Avatu bhaktaram.
Avatu bhaktaram. Avatu bhaktaram.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay, I will also ask Swamini ji that Tvam or Tvam, I think she chanted Tvameva only.
Sure.
Ramakrishnanji, in the English version, the A is short.
Right. So usually customarily, I think when we chant Tvameva only, but here it is like that. So we'll clarify.
I think that is correct. The first one is Tvameva and the last one is Tvameva.
Correct. Yeah, that's how we chant normally.
But
So.
I also thought that's what we also did that way.
Okay, so I think for today that's a mouthful. So we will the teaching will stop here. So, but if somebody wants to, we have a little bit of time. Somebody wants to chant, we can, another 5 minutes. We can, 5 or 10 minutes.
I have a question, Ramakrishnanji. The Vadishyami, can somebody repeat it again? The rhythm Vadishyami, because Va has the swara up, but these should not be Mahaprana, right? Can you repeat that?
Which one? Rhythm?
The Ritam and Satyam.
Vadishyami it is, yeah.
Ritam Vadishyami. Ritam Vadishyami.
Okay, thank you.
Ramakrishnan, may I ask like that that you chant the whole mantra, both Sahana Bhavatu and the Shanno Mitra, so we have it all together to practice with?
Yeah.
Would
Okay.
that be
Sure.
okay?
I can chant, and maybe you can also repeat twice. That way you'll have enough, right? Or I can. I mean, either way, right? You want one
Is this
so that
recorded?
actually,
Yes,
you know,
yes,
it will be-
Ilaji, we're recording it. We're
Oh,
recording it,
very,
and
very, very nice. Very
yeah,
nice.
we'll
For this
upload it on
reason,
YouTube later. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Actually, Harinderji, if we can record only this part, that will also be good, you know. Maybe otherwise it will be a part of the big recording, right? So I don't know. Either way, whatever you want.
Maybe
So
we can
somebody
also,
can.
yeah, let's
I'm
now not
recording
interrupt.
locally.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
record this section locally.
Okay, great.
Yeah, audio only or something you can record, and then that can be shared, and then people can just listen to that. That is also, that's something we normally also do. So let me chant this entire. Sorry?
Audio only. Yes, I'm recording.
Audio only. You can do audio only and then share it.
Mm.
And then that way people can just listen. Okay, so what we can do, I will chant once, and then maybe Bharatya ji can chant twice. Maybe, you know.
Sure, sir. No problem. Yeah.
Okay. So, Om Saha. Oh, are you ready, Vidya ji? Hello?
Yes, Mama.
Okay. So let's chat. Sorry. I
One
started
second,
without.
1 second.
Okay.
Start again.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryan Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om
Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai
Somebody should mute. Sorry.
Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'll repeat.
Yeah.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay, next one. Om Shanno Mittasham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ratam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha Shanno त्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रश्यं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Very good. Excellent. So we can stop unless there are some questions somebody wants to.
Ramakrishnan ji,
Yeah.
in the Vishnu Rurukrama, they have to be separated.
No, we just chant together. Vishnu Rurukrama. Yeah, when we split, when we study, we are splitting, right? And as Swaminiji said, but when we chant, we generally chant it together, up till the end of the sentence.
Thank you.
Mama, if you can do one round of both the Shanti mantras just once, I will make a separate recording of just that.
Okay. Okay.
Ekakshanam. 1 second.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Vidyankaravavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanno Mittasham Varunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ratam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yes, Mama.
Okay. So we will, stop here. We'll just say the closing Purnavada mantra, and then we can stop. And if you have any questions, you can, we can have it. And then tomorrow what we will do is, if you can practice, there's not much time, as I said, you can practice, and if you want to say at the beginning of the class, we can, have people who want to say, you can try and say, and I can correct, correction. I can correct, and then that way, everyone can learn. So we'll just go a few more rounds of practice, and then we'll go to the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad. So let me say the Purnamada. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So thank you all. So we can stop here, right, Harinderji?
Yes, Ramakrishnaji. I can stop recording right now too, unless anybody has any questions, and then we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, last.
And Vidyaji, I'll restart the class 5-10 minutes before Sanskrit and make you co-host. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Om.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.